The world at the end of the Wii is way different than the world was at the beginning of the Wii's lifespan. It just is. There's so many other things that are demanding our time. We no longer live in a time period where you have to do something on someone else's schedule. You can always watch a TV show when you want to. You can stream a movie when you want to. You could do all these things that video games used to have an advantage over. Like with video games, you could always play them at any time you wanted. You never really were too fixated on someone else's schedule. Yes, with online multiplayer games, you had to find other people at a certain point in time, but you could always turn on and play Super Metroid whenever you wanted to. You couldn't necessarily watch Friends whenever you wanted to. Now that we're at a time frame where you can do anything at any time, I feel like that eats away a little bit at our gaming times. But the biggest impact, I think, on the Wii U's business has been the casual gamer moving on to the iPhone or the iPad. And this was something that people predicted, but I don't think it affected Nintendo's business the way everyone expected it to. I think what people expected was that the handheld gaming device was going to get its ass kicked by the iPhone because the iPhone was going to start getting games. And yeah, the iPhone does have games, but the games that people play on the iPhone are the really simple ones that don't require a lot of money and don't require a lot of thought and can be played with a lot of people. The reason the 3DS still sells really well is because it has kick-ass games that you cannot do on an iPhone. If there's a point in time where you can get Pokemon and Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing and a Mario game and a Zelda game and all these things on an iPhone, that is when Nintendo is screwed. And I don't think, at least for handheld gaming devices, it's going to go that way anytime soon. The problem was that casual gamer that's getting their fix through Angry Birds or Candy Crush or Farmville or whatever on tablets and mobile devices doesn't need to get that fix anymore on the Wii U. They don't have to search out the Wii Sports or Nintendo Dogs or whatever it was that made the Wii successful. And that was what made the Wii successful at first. They sold a lot of systems on the strength of casual gamers, and then people could go to the more core games like New Super Mario Bros. Or Zelda or whatever. It provided a wide base for people to get those games on. But if the base isn't going to happen, then Nintendo's kind of screwed. The Wii U also had problems with telling people that, yes, this is a new system. This is more powerful. It's going to give you better games and stuff like that. That message was not necessarily conveyed. And because they didn't make any really kick-ass video games, they pretty much covered none of their bases. They couldn't grab the casual gamer. They couldn't grab the core gamer. I myself am wearing a Nintendo t-shirt right now. I still have not been given a reason to buy a Wii U or even ask for a Wii U for Christmas or something like that. That is the problem that Nintendo is now facing. As I'm making this video, again, they just got passed by PlayStation when it came to numbers. So obviously people still have a need to buy PlayStations and Xbox. They still want to play their big budget games and the first person shooters and stuff like that. What does that leave the Wii U to do? Well, there is still big games coming down the pipe with things like a price cut and the major games that sell systems like Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. And stuff like that coming down. It's going to get better. This is certainly not a lost generation. As we've seen with the 3DS, mistakes can be made and they can still turn it around when the stuff that gamers want to see happens. I didn't want a 3DS at first. It was too expensive. It didn't have any games on it. They lowered the price. They made a better model. They made games that made me have to get a system. And that's when it changed for me. And that's when it changed for a lot of people. And I think in a year or two's time, hopefully, that will happen for the Wii U. Smash Bros. Will come out. Mario Kart will come out. Games that I'm sure we don't even know about yet will come out. And people will start buying the system. Will it be wildly successful? Probably not at this point. They've had their chance, they've had their lead, it passed them by. They're probably going to do okay. I don't think any Nintendo system beyond the Virtual Boy has bombed. N64 wasn't as successful as other systems. It was still a really good system with really good games. GameCube was dead last in the three-person console race, and it still created a lot of games and a lot of memories for a lot of people. There's no reason at this point the Wii U can't sell as much as the GameCube. The GameCube only sold about 20 to 25 million systems. That's not that much. The Wii U at this point is almost at 6. And it's been out for a year. It'll get a little better. Will it ever get as good as the Wii did? No, but the Wii was also the best-selling console in Nintendo's history. More than the NES, more than the Super NES, more than anything. So Nintendo will bounce back. They'll figure it out. They've got a lot of money in the bank. They just have to, once again, change. And that is the thing Nintendo has been best at. Change. They were a card and a toy company that changed into a video game company back when video games weren't doing that hot. They revitalized that. They survived competition. And then they didn't do so well at competition, but they did pretty much chart the path to 3D gaming. At a certain point in time, when they were sick of trying to follow the technological arms race, they changed again. They did motion gaming, or the touch screen, or all these other things. So Nintendo is gonna be fine. It's just sometimes frustrating to watch them fail, but it'll be invigorating for them to pick themselves up by their bootstraps and tell people that, God damn it, I'm Nintendo, and I'm pretty much always going to be here.